Hey enablers, happy Friday. Mike Kunkle here. Welcome to this week's edition of Sales Enablement Straight Talk. Today, I want to talk about why value stories are more powerful than value propositions and how to maximize the impact of your value stories. In the profession of sales, and for us in sales enablement, when it's time to present ideas and information, communication isn't just about presenting facts or features and benefits. It's about crafting compelling narratives that resonate with your audience situation, needs, wants, and emotions. Yeah, I know. I use that scary word, emotions. In business, we all like to think we're so smart and logical, right? But just under the surface veneer that we present to the outside world, we humans are a jumble of emotions. And it's a well-known fact that we make decisions emotionally. One storytelling format that has proven itself incredibly effective is the pose value story. We teach this method in modern sales foundations, and I find it to work equally well for sales enablement or in business communication in general. Pose value stories will elevate the way that you communicate solutions and capture awareness and interest with your audience. Let's explore why pose value stories are more powerful than standard value propositions and how they can improve the effectiveness of your sales conversations. So, let's talk problems. I've often said that selling is simply finding people who have problems you can solve, who want to solve them, and who have the means to do so. Well, if that's true, then every successful sales interaction starts with a problem. In the case of the pose value story, this is where you identify a common challenge that your potential clients encounter. If it is relevant and connects with them, the problem or challenge and the emotions it stirs is what draws your audience into your story. Here's a tip. To remain conversational and ensure relevance, check to confirm this is a current problem that your prospect or your audience is facing. Next is the outcome. Moving from the problem, you transition to the outcome. This is where you share a real-world success story, a tangible example of how you've helped others facing the same problem achieve remarkable results. The outcome isn't just the solution, it's a vision of what's possible when the problem is solved, and again, the feelings that accompany that achievement. A tip for this, to remain conversational and ensure relevance, check to confirm this is an outcome that they'd like to achieve. Next up is the solution. The solution is where your expertise shines. It's your chance to highlight your methods, strategies, and approaches that led to the success story that you shared in the outcome. Now, this is contextual. In an initial conversation, especially when you're prospecting for salespeople or when you're floating an idea in sales enablement, the mention of the solution should be brief and factual, not a presentation, product pitch, nor feature dump. Now, in later stage presentations, it's fine to share more detail and especially to clearly connect the dots about how the solution specifically addressed the problem and delivered the outcomes. For added weight, make the customer in your story the hero and show your current prospect how they can be one too. Last is the invite to explore. At this point, if you've captured your audience's attention by addressing a relatable problem, showcasing a compelling outcome, and then sharing the supporting solution, it's time to invite them to explore further. You might ask questions like, is this something that you'd like to explore further? Or does it make sense to explore this to see if the same might be possible for you? This gentle call to action to confirm interest has proven itself to be far more effective than assuming or trying to close immediately on an appointment, especially compared to the alternative choice clothes, offering 2 times on different days and asking which people prefer. Come on, you know people know what you're doing there, right? Setting an appointment or continuing the conversation in the moment will be a natural outcome if you've generated interest. Now, after you've confirmed interest, then reviewing calendars or offering dates, times, and alternatives is normal, not assumptive or manipulative. To take this to another level, you can layer Aristotle's ethos, pathos, and logos into the story. This can add depth and credibility to your pose value story, making it even more compelling. Ethos establishes your credibility by integrating facts, data, and insights that demonstrate your expertise. Pathos taps into emotions, helping your audience connect on a human level, making an emotional appeal by sharing the negative emotions when facing the problem, frustration, concern, or disappointment, and the positive emotions when it was resolved, like relief, satisfaction, or achievement. A tip here is to review the emotion wheel in the newsletter to help find the right words. Finally, logos, the logical justification, reinforces your solution's practicality and relevance. And again, the depth you go to here may vary based on context. When prospecting, simply dropping in an emotion word quickly may be best. When presenting later, telling a fuller story may be more compelling. Case studies, client endorsements and recommendations, and especially client videos due to the emotions and tone of voice, body language, can all add depth and effectiveness to your stories. There's one more layer I'd like to mention. As with beauty, value is in the eye of the beholder. Without going into great detail here, there are other factors that can shape the effectiveness of your personalized messaging. Again, in modern sales foundations, we teach that buyers tend to have a combination of 4 value drivers. Business, driven by a desire for financial or operational metric improvement. Experiential, driven by a desire for improvement of a process or experience. Aspirational, driven by a desire for alignment with mission, vision, values, or aspirations like DEI and sustainability. Personal, driven by a mix of personal motivators, political work factors, and/or impacts on career, family, or personal situations. If you know the value drivers of the person or people you're communicating with, you can adjust the language in your story to align with what matters most to them. So, why do value stories trump value propositions? Well, while a value proposition or an elevator story can share a general company statement about its value to clients, it's one statement. You can have as many pose value stories as the problems you resolve, and they have potential to engage your audience on a far deeper level. Here's why they're more powerful. 1, there's emotional resonance. There's concrete examples, added credibility through engagement and dialogue, personalization with the value drivers, and memorability because stories stick in our minds far longer than facts and figures. In the dynamic landscape of sales and sales enablement and the need to cut through the noise, pose value stories can be a game changer. They elevate your conversations, resonate with emotions, and make your solutions or ideas memorable. So the next time you're crafting a prospecting approach or engaging with a potential client, if you're in sales, or preparing for an internal dialogue with stakeholders in sales enablement, embrace the power of the pose value story. Your audience will thank you for it, and you'll like the results. I hope this helps, enablers. Stay the course and make an impact with enablement.